Hey everybody, how you doing today? Ramy here. I'm just still setting everything up. As you can see, my background probably looks a little weird today because I'm in a hotel room streaming. Hold on one second. I'm in a hotel room and it was echoing a little bit, so I just wanted to shut the door. Let's see. I'm just trying to set up my tablet here. So let me talk about, let's see, let's make sure. All right, there we go. There's my live chat. You just type here. There we go. Make sure I have everything I want to talk about today. All right. Sorry it took me a minute to set up there. So as I said, I am in a hotel room today. I'm away with my family. We're on a trip, though I'm still working in the days because I don't really have vacation right now, but my kids are on fall break, so it's a perfect time to take them away. So we took them away to Great Wolf Lodge, which if you're not familiar with that, it's like an indoor water park. Kids love it. Adults kind of don't like it at all. So the kids are just out doing activities. I've been working most of the day. I took a little break at lunch and went to the pool with the kids and stuff. But so as you can see, I'm in like this odd setup. So I'm in my hotel room. My setup here today is actually I'm using my iPad as the camera, and I still have my computer on, but I just wanted to use my iPad as the camera. I've been doing some tests with like the iPad and Apple cameras lately, and I'm actually in the process. I just requested the new iPhone 11 Pro from work to do an experiment with this semester and next semester, because what I'm doing is I'm trying to test out, how good are these cameras, because what I really need personally is I need a really good solid camera that I can have with me 24/7, because there are so many times when I want to shoot video, but my current iPhone 8 just isn't that great. So I'm trying the best Apple iPhone to see if the camera's improved enough that I can actually shoot pretty quality video on the fly, good enough to like at least edit and do some things with, like to make YouTube and stuff like that, because I'm not talking about like making feature films or anything like that. But I have a documentary planned for the spring semester, so I'm really excited about that, and I just want to make sure that quality's good. Okay, so stuff I want to talk about today. All right. Um, I really like this setup with the iPad. I think that it looks nice. I'm very curious what this looks like in the live streaming environment. Let's see if I can see that. Because I'm just, always doing tests. Let's see. Let's go into, I want to see what you're seeing. Oh, they don't make it easy, do they? Oh, here we go. Okay, so what I want to talk about today, there are a few things. So first of all, as you know, I'm away. Oh, won't let me access. Well, view. There we go. Let's view. I just want to see what this looks like with the. Ooh, I don't like how the cameras turn. Let's see. Orientation. Okay, so we're gonna be really small today. So sorry about that, y'all. I don't like that. Let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna. No, I'm not gonna stop the stream. I'm gonna keep it like it is. Okay. So sorry that the screen is so small. Apparently I had to rotate the orientation the other way and they won't let me change it. It's locked at this point, which is really interesting. So let's talk about that. So if you're using an iPad or phone to stream and you want to do it live, even though like on my iPad it looks kind of cool, I'm looking at the device and it looks perfect. Like my iPad is big, like it's this nice big screen, but when you're seeing it, it's actually this tiny little thing on the screen. But it doesn't matter because most of you guys are here to hear what I have to say, not necessarily see stuff. Okay, so let's talk about what I want to talk about today. So first of all, let me talk about a few things I've just noticed. So I have some things I wanted to talk about today, but I may actually hold off on some of them until my next stream next week, because there are a few things that have come up in the last few days that I want to talk about, mostly because I'm on vacation. Okay, first thing let's talk about. And this is something I've talked about a number of times, but I do want to bring up. So I'm at a water park, and um, that means that like when I'm in the water park on water slides and stuff with my kids, I don't want to bring my phone with me, right? The issue is that um, I have three children, so me and my wife have to usually split up because they're different ages to take them. So we like to be able to text each other. So what I've been finding is that my Apple Watch, since I have the phone connectivity on it, is absolutely awesome in this kind of situation. So it's one of those times when I really think that phone connectivity is awesome. So let me tell you some of the stuff I'm able to do and how well it's been working since I didn't have my phone on me. Because usually I always have my phone. But I've been able to check emails, you know, see what's happening if something important comes up. I'm also able to obviously send and receive text messages and phone calls. So I'm really able to do all the main stuff. Like if I need to text my wife or she needs to text me, oh, I'm getting a message right now. So not important, but I'm able to do all of that. So it's one of those times that I think like having the Apple cell service is really cool. I think it would be nice if like almost like all water parks had some kind of device that they gave to people that connected to their phone for the day while they were there. Obviously, that's not going to happen because by the time they come about with some technological innovation that does that, everyone's just going to have a smartwatch that also has phone connectivity. So not really something you need to do anyway. All right. Okay. Let's Dang, I do not like that the way it looks for you guys, but oh well. I'm sorry about that. Totally sorry. Nothing I can do to change that but start and stop the stream. Um, okay. So, other things I want to talk about today. Okay, so something really, really cool that they have here that I thought was really neat. So I was in the arcade, and obviously I'm a big gamer. I love gaming, love esports and stuff like that. Um, so what they have is they actually have this virtual reality headset arcade game. So like when I picture like an arcade, I think of like the '80s. Everybody's playing like Pac-Man and Joust and Donkey Kong and all the really cool old games, right? An arcade used to be a place that people went to hang out and have fun. In the by arcades were still like that in the early '90s. By the late '90s, arcades were dead, and arcades became a place that kids were babysat and that were used to basically they became places to scam kids out of money. They're places where you go to now, you earn tickets, and for 10,000 tickets, which takes you like $3,000 to earn, you can buy like a $10 basketball. That kind of thing. They really became like these scammy places, and the games aren't really fun anymore. Now they do always have traditional games like skee ball and some things like that, but a lot of the actual video games are not fun. They just are terrible. Um, they're pretty bad. But any game on my Switch or Xbox or computer is 10 times better. Like we played a Jurassic Park game yesterday and a Halo game yesterday, and they were absolutely awful. Pretty bad. Okay, but one of the cool things that I noticed in the arcade was that they're actually using one of the games had a VR headset, and it was using the HTC Vive headset, which is one of the most popular VR headsets. I used to think it was the best VR headset until the new Oculus Quest came out, which now I'm a huge fan of Oculus Quest. I've been talking about it a bunch. I was going to talk a little bit about Oculus Quest today, but I'm going to save that for next week because I'm talking about this stuff today. Anyway, so what this company has done, and it's a rabbit game. If you're not familiar with rabbits, they are like this weird rabbit like creature that doesn't talk. Kids love it. I don't know. I don't get it, but my kids love it. So what was really cool was they created a whole video game where you pull down the real HTC Vive headset and put it on and play the game in VR. It was a really cool idea, a really cool setup. I thought it functioned pretty well. Me and my kids got to try it out. And I thought it was really interesting. I thought it was interesting enough that I see a potential for actual arcades again. I think there's definitely, between esports and virtual reality, I think there's a chance for arcades to come back. I would so love this. I specifically think this is something that can happen where I live in Wilmington, North Carolina, because we have a really good gaming community built in Wilmington, surprisingly. It's a great place to game. So I think that there's a chance that we can start seeing some arcades come back, and I think that would be really, really, really neat. Okay, let's see. I just want to make sure. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, having said that, so it was really cool. So I got to see this really neat arcade game at a random hotel vacation that I'm on. So I thought that was really cool. I wanted to talk about those two things. So using my Apple Watch while at a water park is awesome. Seeing this arcade with an actual HTC Vive headset. Okay, something else I wanted to talk about. So I've discussed like computer security many times, right? I have multiple videos on this. I even did a presentation on this like 3 to 5 weeks ago, something like that. But I'm practicing a little bit right now because I'm away at a hotel. So since I'm away, I know I'm like talking about all the things I'm doing. So what did I tell you guys to do when you're on public Wi-Fi? How do I protect myself at a hotel? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I connect to this internet, I check it, and it's literally like just connected, open. It doesn't even require a passcode. So any person like outside there, just like walking by the street, can be on this Wi-Fi. Like someone could just go in the parking lot and just be monitoring everything. Like it's not safe whatsoever. So what am I doing? What should I do? What am I supposed to do as, doing something like this? What do I do? I'll tell you what I do. So I do a few different things. So first of all, the most basic thing you can do when you're on any kind of public or hotel Wi-Fi is to use a VPN. It's the most basic thing. So I click my VPN. I personally use CyberGhost. It's simply because I got a lifetime membership for a really cheap price. Any VPN out there, for the most part, is going to satisfy like 99% of users' needs. So there's tons of good deals on different VPNs, but when you're on public Wi-Fi, it's a must to use it. I've had some people try to tell me they do some other things, but honestly, just be safe, just get a VPN, and that's it. You don't have to worry about anything else when you're on these public Wi-Fi networks, for most people. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm using a VPN. That in of itself basically protects me while I'm in this hotel and I'm accessing anything of any kind of importance to me. The hotel does not need to be monitoring what I'm doing. No one on their network needs to be seeing what I'm doing. So I just use a VPN, boom, I'm safe. And it's quite interesting. So last night, my wife and I were trying to watch Netflix, and I was doing it on the iPad, and I actually wasn't allowed to watch Netflix while I was connected to the VPN. So I had to disconnect from the VPN to watch Netflix. I don't know if that was an iPad thing, I hadn't tested it, or it was a Netflix thing. But it was kind of interesting to see that like the service does get blocked sometimes. So I did have to turn it off to do that. But I thought that was kind of interesting and something that is worth paying attention to when you have it, that there are times you might not be able to. But what else can I do when I'm on a public network? So the first thing, like, go to my bank's website. What would I make sure I do so that I can't be spied on? Okay, so instead of let's say my bank is like bank.com. I don't think that's even a real bank, but let's say it was. How would I protect myself when I go to that site? Instead of saying http://www.bank.com, I would go to https://www.bank.com. Adding that S for the secure link helps protect you so that someone can't actually see what you're doing on that site. They can see that you went to bank.com, but they can't Are we reconnected? Are we back? Are we back? Hello? Are we back? I think we are. I think we're back. Oh, that was not good. Shady stuff happening at hotels, I swear. You never know if you're going to connect correctly or not. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it looks like I'm back. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Hopefully I don't get disconnected again. Craziness, right? Being at a hotel. Okay, So those are the basic things I do. VPN, HTTPS sites, those basically protect you enough. And obviously all the other things I've always recommended are things that you can do if you want to be protected while you're away, visiting somewhere, like some hotel or something like that. Okay, so those are the things I've done on my trip. There's one other topic I do want to talk about today. And maybe I can hold this off until next week because this was kind of like all these updates are kind of like things I did on my trip updates, like things I'm learning about or doing on my trip. So I think that's all I want to do today. I don't think I'm going to do more than that. Especially because the quality is terrible because my iPad is turned the incorrect way, which I'm completely sorry about. As you know, I mean, I'm experimenting and practicing. I don't use my iPad to stream ever. So I think it's rather interesting that I am using it. And I don't think the quality is actually that bad besides the screen being really small for you. I'm going to go back and look and examine it. And maybe what I'll do is I'll actually do a regular stream next week where I'll turn it to... Now, I won't need to do that because I'll be at home where I have my whole setup. So it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so let's review what I've talked about today. So I talked about the fact that when I was away at a water park, having the Apple Watch and how convenient it is to have the cell connectivity on an Apple Watch when you can't use your phone. And I've talked about reasons why you have the Apple Watch, and that's one of the big ones for me. Okay, the next thing that I talked about that I thought was really cool here was the fact that in their arcade, they are using one of the arcade games is using an HTC Vive VR headset to actually run one of their systems. And I see some cool potential with like VR and the future of arcades. Okay, and the third thing I talked about was hotel security, like Wi-Fi security and how there really is none, and some of the things you would do if you're at a hotel to make sure that you protect yourself. And that's all I'm going to talk about today. Let's just keep this short. So I'm going to be coming back. I'm going to be live Tuesday night. I'm going to be starting to be live Tuesday nights, 7:30 p.m., 7:30 to 8. Tuesday night streams are going to be just question and answer. I'm simply going to be answering questions. I'm not going to be presenting content. I'm going to be answering questions for people that have questions. So 7:30 p.m. Tuesday nights. Thursday, 1 to 1:30, my streams are going to be live where I actually present stuff. Today was a little short. Sorry for the quality. The screen was a little small. If you're just coming on late, this was a really short stream today, so go back and watch it. But sorry for the quality. I'd used my iPad, tested it out. And hey, look, when you test things out, we're going to find that sometimes things just don't work great. Hopefully the sound and video quality is okay, besides it being really small because I turned the screen the wrong way. And they absolutely do not let me change it. Come on, Apple. Come on, YouTube. Let's fix some of this stuff. How do you allow people to stream and they can't turn the camera at will and like do some fun stuff? Like, come on. Like, they've got to really fix some of this stuff. But you know what? I mean, that's what's happening. I'm the one sitting here playing around with it. It's my job to play around with it, have fun, see if I can get it to work, and, just kind of get it all together. So anyway, have a good day. I'll be live again Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. for Frequently Asked Questions. See y'all. Have a good day.